Welcome back to Moonshine Performance. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different and weld these slip joints up. We didn't really put any video out on the last time we went out, but we had all sorts of trouble. This mount broke here for the motor plate, mid plate I guess you would call it.
Mid plate bowed.
Yeah, and the mid plate actually bowed back like that. So we're putting engine limiters in there and a couple other things here, but another concern that we have is these slip joints right here. So we're gonna go ahead. This is a lot of people would think you can go up right here and just wash around it and weld it and you're done, but you got to get the chassis perfectly straight first. There's no longer any more room to flex or move after those have been welded like there was before. So if you can see right now, it comes down and then goes back up on that bottom rail. Might be hard to see, but we'll be able to show you. We're gonna kind of create a little bit of a jig here. We're not going to weld anything together, but we're going to create a little bit of a jig out of some square tubing that we got, and set the car down on it and straighten it out. And here's that mid plate. See if you can see it. Oh, yeah, I see it right there. So you can kind of see that ear right there that sits on the rail. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but anyway, it's bowed. This is a better. There we go. So you can, this ear right here is kind of bent out, and so is the other one, but the whole entire thing actually bowed. So we're gonna make a new one. We're not even gonna try to straighten it. So I think we had a little bit of change of plans already. We took this 4x4 piece here. I don't even know how thick it is. That looks like 1/2 inch to me on that flat stock. I doubt the beam is that thick, but we're gonna get it level. So we're making sure that it's dead on perfect right now. That way we can build off of that. We're gonna make sure that one's dead on perfect.
Basically just gonna block it up.
Yeah, and we're not gonna use the jack stands because this stuff's a lot more sturdy. Then we're gonna put the long sections of square tubing on there, level those off of that one, and work our way around. And as long as it's level every single direction, we know we're good. Who cares about the garage floor? Who cares about anything? As you see, we had to shim here and over there with some 1/8 inch and there to get that beam level, and now it doesn't rock, it doesn't roll. It's good to go, and we're ready to rock and roll. He's throwing another shim under there now, and let's look. Yeah, I think I like that quite a bit. All right, let me get. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. Okay, so this one's level now too. We should be good from rocking and being flimsy all over the place. Now we can kind of clean this off a little bit. By the way, we kind of scraped the level around to make sure there's nothing under it. Make sure it was perfectly level. We're going to get these long sections on. Here's the square tubing long section. And we need to come up on this side. See if I can come up on that side. Set you down here. I'm going to lay that under there. And let's come back and look. And I would call that freaking perfect, man. Yeah, it ain't gonna get much better. So we ended up using some interesting type of shims over here and there. We got everything level though. I mean, each direction, all these are all level across there. Like I said, we're not welding these. One thing you gotta look out for is the weld in there to make sure that if you push it forward enough, it'll actually raise it. See? There. So we're just kind of holding it away. We're going to jack the back up and lower it down, and we're going to have a person on the front just lifting it and lowering it down. We're going to go really slow. So here's what we've come up with to clamp the section down near the actual slip joint. So we got our, chassis jig piece right there. Slapped another piece on top of it. Clamped that down. That's good and solid there. Clamp that one down over the same one down over there, and it's good and solid. Then we set a piece across the middle here and used a big old honking C-clamp. That's probably 1.5 feet.
Put your head in that.
Yeah, we use that one to actually bring the chassis down to it. Up here, we stuck our jack handle for the cherry picker in between there, so it stopped from bringing the chassis jig inward. Put a ratchet strap around it, and we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, we don't want to weld anything together because then that's just more work. Yeah. And it doesn't really ruin it, but it kind of does at the same time. So like I said, that one's good. We're gonna go ahead and do, I don't remember if it's this one or this one, but I think one of these others are raised as well. It's probably this one right here. So I think we're going to put another ratchet strap right around here.
It's closing up that gap though.
Yeah, it is. But right now we're looking at, yeah, if you noticed earlier in the video, this was, both slip joints were way forward, way open. Now they're closed. But we're looking for something now to stick between here so it stops these two rails from coming inward at the back side. So we've kind of done some more changing here. We threw another couple of ratchet straps actually, and those are so tight you could play a tune. But you may frown upon this, and I don't think that it's hurting anything. We just stuck a piece of steel in here. Looks like it's stainless. Wrapped some ratchet straps around it, went to the axle housing, because here to here was that way. It needs to be shorter on the left hand to be pushed back. So we sucked it up, measured it. Looks like it's coming out good. We got it clamped back down to the jig. Yep, we got to clean all that off. And go ahead and weld the slip joints up. So I didn't think that'd be that quick, but it's actually happening. All right, now we're just working on cleaning up the steel around here so we can go ahead and weld them. I think we've pretty well measured this thing out and got it as straight as it's gonna get. And see what happens. Before we weld this, we're gonna go ahead and drill 2 pinholes, one on that side and one on this side, just to be sure. Because if any of you guys who've ever welded before know that if you seal something up and you go to try to finish off that last section, just like if we were to do around here, it could blow back at you and then blow a big old hole in it. So it's always good precaution just to drill with a real nice dull drill bit, drill a vent hole. Well, I think this is the moment of truth here. We got both of them welded, you know, from about here to there. This bottom section is not done yet because we can't reach it, obviously. But we're going to go ahead and pop her. I think I just saw it raise a little bit, which I'm kind of expecting, but let's see. Oh, yeah, maybe about a 1/16 of an inch. Maybe not even. Maybe not even. We'll unstrap this top one, this other one here, get the C-clamp off, and look at her. Well, we managed to straighten the chassis out, which we both couldn't believe, but I guess the tape measure doesn't really lie. So we pulled from that axle housing to this front area up here. I measured to the edge of this hole here and lined that one up too. Basically just made sure that they were level because we know everything else is level. And then we pulled from there up to here, and looked at everything, and they are like dead on. I don't think we could have gotten it any better, which is very surprising. Like I said, it measured good when we had it strapped down, but it didn't move, you know, left or right when we unstrapped it. It did bow up a little bit in the middle, especially on that one, and let's see, that one I believe as well. But honestly, the motor's going to be put in it. It's going to go back down, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. Anyway, they're welded. We're going to have to, I think the next step is kind of clean all this garbage out. One of us is going to pick up on the front end here because, I mean, it's not very bad. We're going to pick it up, kind of raise it up into the air. The other person's going to get underneath of it and finish the welds, and then she'll be good. One perk about having a car this light, working on a car this light, is that you can just pick her on up, set her on top of an aluminum ladder, and do it like the Moonshiners used to do back in the day. Use whatever you have around. So I'm going to go ahead and get in position here and finish her on up. And I'm going to go ahead and take her off here. Now there is some mass to her, but not that bad. Especially once you get her laid down. And then you can kind of slide it back. We're sitting on chassis tabs here, so we're going to go ahead and jack it up. Let me know when you get up there. And we'll go ahead and roll her forward. That's probably good right there. Yep. Let her down. Nice. There we go. As you can see here, we've got quite a bit of garbage in the way, and it's probably been about a week since we've touched this car. But anyway, the slip joints are welded. The welds are not gorgeous, but they look all right. They look like, you know, they're gonna hold. So that's all we've really got. We're gonna be doing some more stuff on this car too. In the meantime, I guess, well, yeah, we touched the car within a week. There was this hole that held this bolt for this idler arm. It was wallered out, and so this arm was able to move up and down. Therefore, it would throw the alignment and stuff like that off. So I took some threaded rod here, and we stuck it through the, you know, the holes that hold the axle, and stuck a level on this, made sure everything else was level, and we welded, like, you know, half moon shapes on those holes, and then re-drilled it. That way we could get this perfectly in line with the other one and make this perfectly level up here. So we did get that done, which was one of the most, you know, other main concerns besides the slip joints. But other than that, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do on this car. We're waiting to get the fuel tank back now. Then we got to send it off to not powder coat, anodized. We're just going to get it gloss black anodized. We ordered a steering arm that we paid a pretty penny for this guy too. So it'll sit, yeah, we got to get two. It'll sit right here, and obviously down a little bit further, and that'll be the push-pull steering rather than like friction, rather than having it metal on, you know, aluminum on steel, or chromoly, I suppose, because that just doesn't work very well, and the steering does not feel very good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. So yeah, we got to work all the bugs out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.